We are live. Russell's back and audio working. Welcome to DraftKings at Casino Queen. Great to have everybody back.
Yeah,
John back from Las Vegas.
yeah. Back from
Damien
Vegas.
MIA from wherever he was at. I don't know where you were at, Damien, but
I don't know where I was at either.
that's all right.
Sometimes we're just
I'm
lost in life.
I'm getting
Yeah,
old.
what a great start. John, Vegas. Reason we didn't have a show last week because Clemson was tipping off the exact same time we would have had to have a show, and John could not join us last week. And I didn't think any of you guys wanted to hear me talk for an hour straight. So,
I had a
uh,
fun Thursday last Thursday
yeah,
though.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seen something I thought I'd never see in my life. The words Clemson combined with Elite Eight.
Yeah, it was neat. Lasted a
First
couple
time since
days.
1979.
One other time, right? Yeah, only one other time.
1979.
And it was a good game on Saturday, right?
Yeah, it was heartbreak.
Yeah.
Just heartbreak. You know. Oh, Thursday was fun though. You know, I never thought I'd see us beat Arizona in basketball in an NCAA tournament game. Just like you know, I say it again, and I still don't believe it. Like Clemson beat like Arizona in a basketball game in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, pretty
Like it
neat.
happened, you know.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. I was rooting because of
Yeah,
my boy John.
yeah,
Yeah. I was this close. I was so close to asking you to cash apping you money so you could make a bet on Clemson, and I just couldn't pull the trigger
yeah,
because I thought Arizona would win big. But I was happy for you.
yeah.
Yeah, I still
And I mean,
am.
the team had talent. It's just you look back and it's like you look back at the year, and that's why the tournament is so different. Like you can literally just get guys that come together, bust their ass, and outwork other teams, and they can make a run. Like it can happen. NC State's proving that. The way they played Marquette. Clemson proved that when they played Baylor. I mean, Baylor was a great team. Clemson made them look mediocre. And they just outworked them, man. Chase Hunter was guarding that guy from Baylor like there was not inches in between them, and they were just busting their ass, man. They came together. New Mexico game was the same way in the opening round.
Well, Damien texted me earlier, asked me if we were having a show, and I said no. And then Damien sent me his picks, and Damien, you really like Clemson plus the 6.5,
Yeah,
right?
I told everybody I thought they were a great money line pick, and I told them I said they'll be able to. You got two veteran senior guards, great free throw shooters, and Arizona's big man could not defend a pick and roll or defend in space to save his life. He is an absolute defensive liability. I figured PJ Hall and Shefflin would be able to take advantage of him, and Clemson went right after him, and they deserved to win the game. They were the better team in that game.
Yep.
Period. They were the better team.
And that's the thing about it. You don't have to be the better team. You just got to be the better team for that game.
Yeah.
And there was no question they were the better team for that game. Although with about 10 minutes left in the game, they started calling some fouls that I didn't think were fouls. One on PJ, and it gave him his third foul. I'm like, oh God, here we go. We're gonna get the blue bloods in no matter what. And then
I actually thought that game was very well officiated. One of the few I thought.
Well,
was
yeah.
very
The first half
I will tell you, I
a
will
few
tell
calls went against
you,
us.
the PJ Hall third foul was very shaky, but there were a couple Arizona received that were pretty shaky too. So as far as that goes, I thought it was evenly shaky when the bad calls. I didn't think it was lopsided one way or the other as far as foul calls. Unlike every single game Purdue has played in this tournament, where just everybody playing Purdue gets in foul trouble trying to guard Edey, who gets away with absolute murder in every single game. The Purdue games have been very difficult to watch because the referees have decided those games early and often. The Utah State game, both Utah State's big guys each had two fouls in the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Gonzaga's two big guys in the middle each had two fouls within the first 8 minutes of the game. And then don't even get me started on Tennessee. That was probably the most lopsided of all the games as far as I'm not saying Edey was not fouled a lot in the game. He was. Absolutely he was. My problem with the game was Edey just got away with everything. I mean, he multiple times he just went over the backs of defenders, pushed them out of the. He literally would use their hands, shove them in the back when they had inside position, get offensive rebounds, lower his shoulder into them where they were getting called for charges. Honestly, it kind of took the fun out of watching the game because it was just it's so aggravating. I mean, he's the biggest player on the court anyway, but I mean, when you're the biggest player and you can bully and not get called for anything, really, I don't know how NC State's gonna if the game Saturday is called anything like the first 3 games, Purdue's got a cakewalk into the final. They need to get. Edey can't get away with what he's been getting away with. He just can't. It's and if he doesn't, Purdue's going to win the game by 25 points because everybody on NC State will foul out.
Thank you.
Well, if Purdue does make a run, it's going to be through 2 giants inside with DJ Burns, and if they place UConn, it'll be Clingan. Clingan's 7'2".
Burns isn't a giant. Burns is a 6'6" big guy. I mean, he looks more like an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He's not a big.
But he's going to be able to play inside and outside on Edey, and he's going to be able to have strength.
He's not going to be able to play inside on Edey. He's not going to be more powerful than Edey.
I think he's a lot more powerful than Edey. Edey's not going to be able to move that guy.
Absolutely not. Edey's going to be able to get where Edey's going to be able to just shoot over him. Burns can't jump.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Burns, Edey can turn and lay it up. I can't imagine that NC State's going to put Burns on him, first of all, because Burns is not going to have the stamina to play 30 minutes if he's trying to guard Edey. I'm guessing that NC State's going to put DR on him. DR is going to get into foul trouble pretty quick. And if you remember, just for those of you who don't know, DR is a Muslim, and it's Ramadan.
Oh, yeah. Correct. I forgot about that.
So he won't be able to take any water basically during the game. I personally just see this as lambs being led to slaughter. Unless NC State just shoots absolutely light out from 3, DJ Horn's going to have the game of his life for NC State to even be in the game. Because they really don't have that many great shooters. NC State does. They've played well. Burns has dominated the inside, with his low post game and his mid-range, floaters and quick hooks. He's not going to get that shot up over Edey. He's just not. Edey's got him by 10 inches.
Yeah, they haven't seen anybody like Zach Edey, but
no.
I mean, they've held everybody under 40% this run they've been on. ACC tournament, NCAA tournament, everybody's shooting under 40% from the field.
I mean, NC State is a miracle 3 after Virginia misses 2 free throws with 5 seconds left from not even being in the tournament.
Yep.
I mean, it's astounding. You got to give NC State a lot. I mean, I've actually played them the last couple of games. I was on them against Duke.
Damian, they're 16-1 to win it all. No? Bad play?
They should be every bit of that.
If they somehow get by Purdue, they're not getting by UConn. I mean, remember I picked UConn to win the tournament before the season started. I said they were the best team. I still feel they're the best team. I don't see how anybody even comes close to them. Even Purdue, I don't see how. The only guy I think that can even slow Edey down is the Connecticut center, who's virtually as big as Edey, and he's actually more skilled.
Yeah.
He's quicker. He's more athletic. Doesn't quite have the same offensive game, but he's a big guy. I mean, I'd be interested. I'll be interested to watch that game. I'll be stunned if it's not the 2 favorites winning, and quite honestly, winning fairly comfortably on Saturday.
Yeah, Clingan's a monster inside for Connecticut. Like you said, he is more skilled than Edey. There's no doubt about it. But it's going to take UConn coming out flat to lose. That's the only way that it happens.
And
it can happen.
and UConn,
multiple teams have proved it this year.
And UConn played as bad as they could play the first half against Illinois. As bad as they could play.
And then they went on a 30-0
run. I'm going to tell you all my favorite bet for the weekend already. Take the UConn team total over 86.5.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I bet Indiana State to win the tournament. The NIT, which just started before the NIT started. I believe Indiana State was the best team that didn't make the tournament. They should have been in the tournament. And I've already told my buddy him and I bet Indiana State to win the NIT. I said, I want you to take my half of the money, and I'm going to just play the over UConn and teams total on Saturday. I'm just rolling it over and doubling down on that. I don't see any way UConn doesn't score 87.
Yeah, Alabama gives up 81 points a game. That is
Wha-
356 in the country.
What is it? What is the over under
For
for
the
total team
game,
total?
it's like 160.
No, what is it for just team total?
86 and a half.
86 and a half.
Yeah,
And you
I'm-
like the over?
Yes, I'm saying
Wow.
I'm saying UConn scores 95 at least.
Wow.
Alabama gives
Alabama
that's their
don't-
weakness.
Alabama don't stop anybody,
Yeah, they like to play fast and they don't stop anybody.
and they're going to have to play fast against UConn.
Yeah.
They're going to need, Alabama's had their threes dropping in this tournament, and that's what they're going to need to do. They're going to have to play fast, hope their threes drop, and the only way UConn doesn't get to 95 in this game is if it's like the Illinois game where they don't have to, where Alabama shoots like Illinois did, and UConn takes their foot off the gas and ends up with 78.
Yeah, Alabama gives up 81 points a game. That's the second most points given up by a Final Four team in the history of the Final Four is 81. So Alabama doesn't get anywhere defensively. They rely on the three and rely on a fast pace. So, UConn likes to play a fast pace too. So, good luck with stopping that, Alabama.
Hey, is that Cardinal game in yet? Is there a final on the Cardinals opening day here in St. Louis?
Yes, Cardinals win 8-5.
8-5.
A
An
6,
0-8.
5 runs, 8.
Yeah.
6, 5 run 8, 5 run 7.
0-8 Marlins.
Yes,
Right?
the Marlins.
0-8.
The Marlins were one of my 3. Marlins under were one of my 3 baseball season totals.
What was that? 62?
78 and a half.
78 and a half for the Marlins?
Yes.
Wow.
They had a good year last year.
I know, but that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, the Marlins were the incredibly fortunate team of last. They were like 40 and 17 in 1-run games. Just everything that could go right for them last year went right. And
I know you said last week you had some prop bets for baseball.
I played only one prop bet. I played 3 season totals and 1 prop bet. The other 2 season totals I played were the Cardinals under, like I told you all I would.
What was it?
84 and a half.
Okay.
I told you before the year I thought they were the worst team in the division. I still think they're the worst team in the division. And then once again, like I did last year, played the Pirates over 73 and a half. The Pirates very well be, and I've said this all winter and since the end of last year, the Pirates could be what the Arizona Diamondbacks were last year, where they just completely come out of nowhere and could be a serious threat. Pirates, they're up 7-2 in the 7th today. They could go 6-1 on that opening 7-game road trip. And the Pirates have 2 of the top 15 pitchers in baseball in the minors in AAA. They expect them to both be up before long. And one was the number 1 pick from last year, Paul Skeens. They also have one of the top 10 pitching prospects is already up. He made his major league start debut last week. He struck out 10 in 6 innings. Jared Jones. The Pirates are going to be a real threat. I would very much watch out for them. And then I did play 1 prop bet. And it was just because I really liked the price. I played Juan Soto to lead the league in home runs at 9-1.
That's a good price. I like that.
I mean, he's got that short porch at Yankee Stadium. He's hitting ahead of Aaron Judge and Mike Stanton. I just I thought that was a really good shot to maybe take a gamble on that at 9-1.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some other powerful people that I like. I just thought the value was really good there.
It was cold out for an opening day. I was actually thinking about going if it was pretty nice out, but yeah, I didn't want to sit out there in 40-degree weather.
Yeah, it seems like they always have that first week of April.
Yeah.
It's like a cold game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
June and September are good months to go.
May's good too.
May's okay. Yeah, but that late June, July, and August, you can have it. Give me air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to go to a game that bad.
Well, I go to the Mets Cardinals games
Yeah.
every year. But last year's first year I didn't go.
Yeah,
Since
you didn't go.
2006.
Yeah, what was the reason you didn't go last year? Because they were terrible? Terrible.
Both teams were terrible. Seemed
Yeah.
like nobody was paying attention.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The pizzazz was just pulled out of the season, you know.
How your Mets start off the year?
You know, they're battling, you know. It's early, Dave.
I know.
Starting off the year is
Yeah.
like less than 1% of the games have been played.
I've just asked a question, John.
You
Yeah.
know.
So you know it's bad when somebody says it's early.
It doesn't matter. It could be 7-0, and you're
I
like, it's
know.
early.
I know. But you would have had a little more pep in your step if they were 7-0.
Well, they came back and won today.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was nice for me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Damien on a roll early
Mets
on
came
baseball
back and
season.
won today, like Damien said.
Well,
Petey breaks up a
I caught a break.
scoreless game. It's a solo shot.
I bet Florida today in the baseball game. And I was watching the game, and when I saw the error by the second baseman on just an absolute, just layup can of corn grounder to lead off the seventh, the Cardinals were plus 380 going into the bottom of the seventh. When I saw that error, I was like, uh-oh. And I asked John to break a $100 bill for me so I could put a few dollars on the Cardinals to come back and win the game after I saw that. And what do you know? It was one of the better decisions I've made in a while. And Cardinals score the 5 runs, win the game, and I don't lose.
That's from David Sanders. David Sanders asked for you that question.
Ask Damien if he has an opinion on Paul Skeens' girlfriend.
And for any of you who don't know who Paul Skeens' girlfriend is, it's the LSU gymnast Olivia Dunn, and she will bring more fans to the stadium in Pittsburgh than the Pirates will if she ever shows up for the day Paul Skeens gets called up. There will be a lot of teenage and young men that decide to show up at that game just to hope to sit anywhere near in the same vicinity as Olivia.
So you're
Dunn.
saying the Pirates' attendance is going up this year? They might get 3 million through the stand through the turnstiles.
They might get 3 million that day. The day he pitches.
Yeah.
That'll be the hardest ticket to get in Pittsburgh in a long time.
Yeah. The headline, as soon as you type in Paul Skeens, it says Paul Skeens, by the way, who is dating Olivia Dunn, has 5 strikeouts in AAA debut. Not Paul Skeens has 5 strikeouts.
Right.
Paul Skeens, who is dating Olivia Dunn, has 5 strikeouts.
Yeah. As David's famous line, since I've known David for many, many years, is if you like that sort of thing. Very good, David. Yes. Yeah.
Olivia Dunn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that sort of thing. I might drive to Pittsburgh just for that too.
Oh, David, you're funny. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Russell, anything else on the chat we need to be aware of? No? No, you guys aren't tuning. You guys aren't engaging this evening. Ooh, a couple weeks ago, we couldn't stop it. It was great.
Who else did Pittsburgh pick up from LSU? They got 2 pitchers or 2 players, didn't they?
I honestly don't remember.
I wanted to say there was 2 players from that LSU team that went pro that were going to be good, but I could be mistaken.
What time's game Monday night? Championship.
8:18, I believe.
8:18
when the tip off is.
That's Central Time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always pretty late. Yeah.
Yeah.
9 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, it'll be a fun game. I mean, probably going to be Purdue and UConn.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
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 Donovan Klingon showcasing against Zach Edey.
I'd rather see a good
Canadian
game. I want to see a good
Yao Ming,
game.
as I like to call
Canadian
him.
Yao Ming.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Canadian Yao Ming.
I'd rather see a good game than a blowout, right? Yeah. I don't want to see a blowout.
Yeah.
I want to see a buzzer beater.
It depends on if you're a fan of the team doing the blowing out.
Well, that's true. I have no allegiance to either.
The 2018,
or any of the 4.
The 2018 national championship game was pretty fun. 44-16. The football national championship.
Yeah. Do you know what was fun?
When Bama got blown out.
Do you remember just a few years ago we had our show live on the radio before, and we were at Wiggler's Bar and Grill. We did our show.
Oh yeah, the
Kansas North Carolina game. We all picked North Carolina plus the points. That was a good night. That was a fun night.
Actually made 2 bets. I did North Carolina plus the points before the game, and then they got Kansas got
second
down,
half. Yeah.
Or Kansas got up by like 15 or something, I think. And then I got North Carolina plus 16.5.
Here you go. You'll get a
So
kick
never
out of
had
this.
to sweat it.
You can see this. The Indiana State Seton Hall game has started.
Hmm.
I bet guy for Seton Hall or for Indiana State to make a 3-pointer in the game. He already did.
What price did you get on that?
I won $140 on it.
Nice. But you bet
So,
Indiana State to win the NIT
I
before
bet
it started.
Indiana State to win
9
the
to
NIT
1.
before it started at 9-1.
Yeah.
But I bet Seton Hall at +3 today, so I'm hedging. There's a chance I could middle it and be a really good day. So anyway, I covered my Indiana. If Indiana State loses the game, I covered my Indiana State to win the NIT bet.
It's a good spot.
basically.
You can't
So,
lose.
Yeah, I cannot lose.
It's the can't lose Damien.
So I got a nice little middle there. So I'm pretty psyched about that.
The Sycamores should have been in the tournament, man.
Yes, they were the
Let's
best
put
team that didn't make
NCAA
it.
committee. Let's put Virginia in, Damien, instead of Indiana State. I mean, who makes that decision?
I don't even get me started on that stupidity.
Let's put Virginia in. They only score 40 points a game. You know, just awful, terrible. And you keep Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, as they call him, not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, I got it.
So Robbie Aviles.
I will tell you the
is
two
his name,
teams
but
that
they call him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
the two teams that I thought should not have got in. The other was Virginia, and the other one was actually Michigan State, which dominated
and they
Mississippi
gave him
State.
a 9 seed.
Yeah, and they dominated Mississippi State.
Yeah, that was a team that was a great matchup for.
That was a game that I got kind of torched on. I thought Michigan State was a complete fraud. So I was wrong on that one, but like Indiana State and Seton Hall were actually the two teams that I thought were the most deserving that didn't get in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of strange. Normally, when teams go to the NIT, they don't care. They don't really put forth much of an effort if they get, like Villanova just got tanked in the first round of the NIT. They got busted up. You know, it normally seems like those top seeds in the NIT don't play well because their hearts are broken. But this time, Indiana State and Seton Hall, they proved they probably should have been in the tournament. They've been very good in the NIT.
Absolutely, they didn't sit home like some of those schools.
No, they actually came to play and proved that they should have been there.
Yeah,
and
exactly. They had a little self pride, you
Yeah.
know. These schools that sit out the NIT, I don't like it. You know, go play basketball.
Indiana State to me is one of the 4 or 5 most fun teams to watch in college basketball too.
Yeah.
That honestly, the country kind of missed out on not getting to see them in the tournament. They might be the best shooting team in the country. They play 4 guards and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, as they like to say, a forward. That they're a fun team to watch, and it's just kind of a shame that they weren't in the tournament, to be honest.
Yeah. It's an early battle right now with Seton Hall and Indiana State. 18-16, 11 minutes left. I did take a little.
I was going to ask you, what about your live action?
I did take a little gamble on the first half under. It's not in great shape right now, under 75.
So you got the over in the game, and you got the under in the first half.
Oh, I got a couple of player props too.
Well, of course you do.
Yes.
Did you take Robbie Aviles points over?
I did not play him.
No, who'd you play?
I took a couple of the more minor players. I took, like I just showed you, the one guy to hit the 3-pointer who hit the 3-pointer. I played that. I played Bediako over 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's got 2 boards and an assist right now. No points. And I played somebody else to have over, I think it was 4.5 rebounds. I got it.
Got a book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Got a small book. What do we got? There it goes. There
I played Dawes over.
We'll get him on break.
Who does not have a rebound?
Alamir Dawes, the former Clemson Tiger. He did. He played for Clemson.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I had to bet him just for fun because of for John, just so he could bring him up as the former Clemson Tiger.
Yeah, Alamir Dawes. He was pretty good. He had a good little stint at Clemson. Just wanted to go back home from the Northeast. So.
Well, and the other thing is, he picked up his second foul. That's not good for me. Well, but at the same time, Seton Hall only plays like 6 or 7 guys. So, but the other thing is also Alamir Dawes is not better than the 2 guards that Clemson had. So it was probably a good reason for him to go home.
Yeah. Nick
He-
Honor was one of them. Nick Honor was there at that time too. He transferred to Mizzou.
Real quick, I want to mention this week. We're only a few weeks away from the NFL draft. That's one of my favorite nights of the year. I love it, weekend of the year. But I enjoy watching the draft a lot. And I know, just let everybody know, we are not going to be here for about a month. We're going to go to once a month until football season comes around. So we haven't decided what it'll be. A Thursday evening at 6 o'clock, but we don't know.
But we should do it the first.
Yeah.
The first. I'll come up here and we'll do the first. If you want to do the first round of the NFL draft, because that's the first. That's the NFL draft's the first round.
And that's
Do
3
like we did
weeks. Is
last
that
year.
3 weeks from
I
tonight?
believe so.
Okay, we'll look into it. That
And
might be a good idea.
We did that last year.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers.
Yeah, you know what?
I had.
That's a good
very
idea.
good
That'll be our
day.
next show. It's 3 weeks from tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe that's the day that.
That's
the
one of
NFL
my
draft
favorite
is.
nights of the year. I love it. And you
I-
can even bet it.
Yep.
Which I
Oh,
like
and
even
And you
more.
remember? You remember?
Oh,
I
I
did.
know.
I had the Anthony.
But I have to
I had the
talk
Anthony
myself. You
Richardson
can't bet
bet
everything.
last year.
What's that?
I had the Anthony Richardson bet last year.
Yeah.
If you remember?
Yeah.
And
Which
I
one was
nailed
that? One?
But I bet Richardson would be drafted before Will Levis. And
Oh.
I was getting plus 3-1 odds on that.
Yeah.
And then I had that Bijan Robinson would be drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, and these are picks that I made like a week before the NFL draft.
Do you do your own draft board or something like that?
Not
No.
quite that to that extent, but
Yeah.
I do my research and figure out, what I believe teams' needs are and potential trades and things like that. I mean, everything I'm reading is Minnesota's going to trade up and to try to get to either 4 or 5. And honestly, both Arizona
that up.
and the Chargers should be looking to trade back and take what they can get and let, with Minnesota trying to move up. Because evidently Minnesota loves McCarthy. I personally don't. I think he's this year's Will Levis. I think he was the beneficiary of all the time in the world, great receivers, and he still wasn't that good. Remember the Penn State game? He didn't throw the ball in the second half because he stunk in the first half.
Well, it is the 25th, so that's 3 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
So that'll work. I'm glad I mentioned that because I was trying to figure out a good time that we can. We don't need to wait a month. 3 weeks is good. Yeah, that'll work because I really enjoy that evening. So I'm looking forward to that. I might have to put a few wagers in myself. We'll talk about that ahead of time. Yeah.
Can you find any type of bright spots for Caleb Williams?
I mean,
It
I-
no
I-
longer is
silence.
the question, what do you think about Caleb Williams?
I've said
It's,
all
can
along.
we find bright
I've
spots?
said all along he was going to go number 1. I told you last year, the NFL draft, he's a slam dunk number 1 pick this year. He's going to the Bears are going to take him number 1. I think the Bears are going to live to regret it, but he's going to go number 1. To be honest, like as you all know, I'm a diehard Steelers fan. I think the Steelers have made out the best of any team in the NFL during this free agency period. They went from having 3 shitty quarterbacks to having at least a competent one.
Who'd they get again?
They have Russell Wilson and
Oh, yeah.
Justin Fields now.
Yeah.
And
Who's going to start?
I believe Justin Fields will beat out Russell Wilson, and I'm very much in the minority in that. But Pittsburgh doesn't have anything tied to Russell Wilson. He's got the veteran minimum contract. I think the Steelers are going to want to see what they have in Justin Fields. I think if it's close through preseason, if Justin Fields makes this close, he's going to get the job because they're going to want to extend him
Yeah.
and offer him the contract.
It's a lot better than what
So-
you've had.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I never was a Kenny Pickett fan. Even when Pittsburgh took him in the first round, I didn't like it.
Who picked him up?
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
But Pittsburgh, even when they picked him in the first round, I wasn't fond of him. To me, he would probably be the 8th best quarterback if he came out in this year's draft. He just happened to be the best quarterback in a really bad draft of quarterbacks. You remember some of the other quarterbacks, Sam Howell,
Yeah.
Malik Willis. I mean, none of them have made any sort of impact.
Well, look, Washington is not. They're okay. I mean, Sam Howell. I mean,
He wasn't very good.
I didn't think he was that bad considering what he had.
He had a little more than I think. He has 2 very good wide receivers to throw to.
Yeah.
He just wasn't very good. He's just not.
Well, maybe we'll see what second year. Let's see what happens.
Well, it's his third year.
Third. So he didn't play
Yeah, he played the last game of his rookie
the last
season
game of the rookie season, right?
against Dallas.
So really, he's only played 1 year.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And-
we'll see.
But like I said,
Right.
I mean, I don't think he was very good. He got traded to Seattle. He's going to be backing up Geno Smith.
Where'd Drew Lock go?
Drew Lock.
Or
I don't remember where he went.
yeah,
don't
he was supposed
remember.
to start, got COVID, and then Geno Smith took over. Right? Isn't that the story in Seattle?
No, Geno Smith was already the start. Russell Wilson.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, Russell.
2
well,
years ago then.
Yeah, no, Russell. Yeah, Russell Wilson went. Locke went back to. Locke went back to Seattle in the Russell Wilson trade. He was one of the players.
Yeah.
that
So
went
where is he
back.
now?
I honestly don't remember where.
I'm
he
gonna
went.
look that up. I'm curious. You gonna look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny's gonna look it up. I'm curious where he ended up.
Might not be in the league.
Yeah. I mean, he may not.
Giants.
Oh,
are
he went to the
giving
New York
Drew Lock
Giants.
a 1-year deal.
Okay. Guaranteed $5 million for sitting on the bench.
So now the Giants have two
He
shitty
didn't take a snap during
quarterbacks.
his first season with the
No.
Seahawks.
He played a couple of games last year. He actually played really well, and one of them led him to an upset win in Philly, or against Philadelphia. But no, I'm going to tell you right. I think the NFC East is going to be the worst division in football this year.
Nate the Great.
The Giants are awful. The Redskins are awful. The Eagles have just fallen off the table.
Yeah, what happened there? Who knows?
They've just fallen apart. They've lost a lot of players. Dallas has lost a lot of players. The salary cap really got Dallas. I mean, Dallas will still be fun to watch offensively, but they're not going to stop anybody.
Rams weren't as bad as I thought last year.
No, the Rams were a very, very much a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
I was stunned by how good the Rams were last year. And now they lost Aaron Donald, as you all know. I don't know if we've had shows since Aaron Donald announced his retirement. That's a huge loss.
Yeah.
You cannot replace Aaron Donald.
Yeah. He did everything he needed to do, right?
Oh, his okay. They rate pass blocking on teams. They rate how defenders do against one-on-one pass blocking. The average win rate for one-on-one against one-on-one pass blocking is 17%. The average win rate for a defensive lineman against one-on-one blocking, 17%.
What was his?
Aaron Donald's was 18% against double teams.
Wow.
That's how impressive Aaron Donald is.
He was beat up, though.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. That's why he said he had enough. Made his money, right?
Yep. He got paid. He got his Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He got nothing else to prove.
No. And his body's beat up.
And like you said, he wanted to be able to leave and still, before it was too late. And he has. And
he left a lot of money on the table.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But that man was an incredible player and just as good a person. I've never heard anybody have anything negative to say about Aaron Donald.
I'm excited to watch Brock Bowers play. I think the Georgia tight end is going to come in steaming in the league, Damian. I like Brock Bowers.
So who's projected? Is this Mel Kuypers?
I don't know.
Does it say? Oh, it says mock. This is a mock.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Who knows where he's going to be.
All right.
But
I was just
top
curious.
20 pick.
All right. How about we do this? Let's take 2 minutes. Why don't we take 2 minutes? All right, we'll take 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
Let's see.
I've got a golden ticket.
That's a winner!
All right, we're back here live at DraftKings at Casino Queen. John, we haven't talked about any live action tonight. You got anything?
I
We-
just happened to place one
Okay, well, what do we got?
under 80.5
Where?
in the only basketball game going on.
Thank you very much.
The Sycamores, the Fighting Larry Birds.
That's the live line, right?
Indiana State Seton Hall under 80.5.
Okay, and what's the time of the game and where we at? Halftime yet?
Where we at?
27
7 minutes, 7:40 left.
In the first
22-27.
in the first half.
49. We need to fade for that one. We need to fade 32 points.
It's really right on the number right now.
And I've got my parlays, 3-1, under 75 on that one. So we're a little behind the pace. But I knew they were going to score a lot, but I figured I'd take a chance on 75. Seemed like a big
They
number.
could hit a stall. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Right?
You can hit the pause button.
Yeah. 5-minute pause button, all
Yeah.
you need.
Pause. No scoring for the next 3 minutes.
We've seen it.
We've seen some crazy stuff in our
No score in the last 3.5 minutes of a game.
Yep.
None. Right?
Bryant, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
That was the
Zero
first beat of the year, baby.
scoring in basketball for the last 3.5 minutes of the game. No fouls, nothing.
Bryant, New Hampshire. It happened. 162 and 3.5 was the number. They had 163 in a Bryant blowout. With 3.5 minutes left, they had 163. They didn't score another point. Under 163.
I've never heard last 3.5 minutes of there's a stall in the middle of the half, right? But the last 3.5 minutes of a game, not 1 point scored. Yeah. Didn't your buddy go to sleep think he lost and woke up and he won?
We both went.
Yeah.
Went in the sports betting sleep world, which means the live line's like 190. You've got 163. I've got no shot to hit this. Stop watching it. Well, we stopped watching. He called me 3 hours later and said, I hit that thing. And it wasn't a small bet. It was like $1,700
Yeah.
on one play,
Yeah.
under 163.5.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why he wanted to make
That can't ever happen
that
again.
play.
There's no way that can happen
But
again.
yeah, so he calls me and said, I hit it. And I'm looking for the ticket because I thought I threw it away. And I found it. And
Have you ever
we
had to
came and
go
cashed it.
ticket diving?
Not only that, we come the next day, and one of the guys in here, their last leg of a smaller parlay was the 163.5. They did throw it away, and they never checked the score from yesterday. That's how much of a miracle it was. So he had to go have them help him reprint the ticket so he could get paid.
Did you ever have to go in a trash
He
can
said
for a
that thing
ticket?
hit.
John, huh?
That hit,
Have you?
and he had to have them reprint it.
Have you ever had to go in a trash can for a ticket?
Of course. Yeah. I'm throwing away winners.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've thrown
not a lot.
No,
Not a lot.
Of course
but
not
it
a
does
lot.
happen.
Yeah. I've thrown a lot of horse winners away.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, because they
just-
get challenged after the race.
yeah,
or
I don't
whatever.
pay attention because I'm on to the next track, right?
Yeah.
They disqualify a horse, but that hasn't happened in a very, very long time. I'm very careful now, not so quick to move on. Right? When you lose, you got to look for that objection or inquiry light.
Yep. Seton Hall with a 29-24 lead right now. 6 minutes left. So let's see here. 53.
Slow down slightly.
Slow down slightly. Yeah.
John needs major slowdown. Bump the brakes.
Let's go pause button. That's what we're cheering for.
Damien needs the gas pedal.
I need the pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's got the game. We can wait for the second half.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like waiting. Let's get it over with, right?
Well, I can't afford to wait.
Well, I mean, generally the second halves are more higher scoring than the first half. There's a reason why totals 10 points lower in the first half than the second half of most games.
So are you gonna be betting a lot of baseball, Damien?
No.
No.
Nope. I played a few today, and that was just because I was up here killing time. And
What was that?
I don't know.
7 strikeouts.
Pay the man. Pay the man.
Cardinals
Cardinals.
Cardinals -1.5. That came.
Yeah, it's over. Nice hit. Something
I
about
did
7
that live. You
strikeouts.
probably got 7 to 1.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. So any chats? Anybody? Any little interaction, guys and lady? Thanks, David. Thanks, Ben. Look at all these guys tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to do that.
Yeah, what did
We're having a bunch of fun.
Ben say? I usually throw winners away at the poker table, but it's pre-flop. Yeah. Yeah, join the club. Yeah.
I like to forget what I had
Yeah.
once I muck it.
I'm not a maniac at the poker table, so I do throw a lot of winners away.
Oh, maniac in that sense.
Yeah, I'm not like
Okay.
a crazy, splash the chips everywhere in every pot type of player. I'm the exact opposite, in fact.
I am also. Yeah. I'm not very much fun to watch play poker.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But I do like to get my chips in the middle. I always like to have the lead, though.
Yes. The lead. I always like to have it wrapped up, so there's no waiting. How many outs does he have? 0? Great. I've always said, David, I need to play a variation of poker when you get the money all in, Damian. Guess what? There's no more drawing. You get no more cards. There's no more turns, rivers, nothing.
So you just want the game
You
to stop when you
flip your cards over.
Okay.
What did you call me with? Oh, you called me with that?
That's
You lose.
that's called the river.
You called me with that?
Right.
You lose.
That's called the river.
Oh, you wanted to get 300 in pre-flop with 2 9s? You lose. You don't get to grab the deck and find the third 9. No. Well, you can call it whatever you want. That's the variation I need to find, David. It's called no more cards.
Yeah, we all need to find that one.
Then you
Oh,
wouldn't.
well.
There wouldn't be much action then. under
No,
your
they'd still call me with 9s, Damian. They would.
count on it.
Yeah, they would.
You know
They
what's
would.
crazy, Damien? John gives no action,
I know.
and he gets action.
Well,
They
that's
want
how
they want to
polarization
beat him.
works.
They want to beat him so bad. They know that he's all wrapped up, and they don't care. They just don't care.
That's with every.
And John goes, I got it. And they're like, oh, yeah, we
You know what I got.
Thank you. And I told John, instead
No, it's not.
no.
You know what I got. It's. I wonder what I have.
yes, but wait, I told you,
Yeah.
you just need to say thank you.
No, I don't say thank you. That takes the excitement out of it, David.
Well, you just said you wanted no more cards. That takes the excitement out of it also.
Yeah, but I win. I never lose in that variation. I will not get my money in unless I have the best of it.
Speaking of poker, there's they have the poker tournaments at Ameristar starting next Wednesday. So
Yeah, I'll play in the Big O one. When's the Big O?
I have not looked.
Let's look.
I'm pretty frustrated with the.
We have had permission to talk about the poker tournament there because they don't have poker here. So it's okay to do that. But thanks for asking in advance.
Well, I figured we could since they don't have it here.
Well,
Yeah, we are. We're allowed to talk about anywhere poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have that here at the Queen.
let's
What do we
see.
got? Here, let me. They have it on the
I got
poker
it right
chat. You got it right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have it?
Yeah, give me a second, David.
All right. Excuse me.
Excuse me. All right. No, that's some satellite crap.
Well, yes, to the main.
Here we go.
That's
Got it.
probably it
Right
right there.
Right here.
Let's see. Yep.
The Big O is
John doesn't play Hold'em.
no. I mean, now it's a last resort.
Next Wednesday's the tag team event, which I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't work there, that would be the one I would definitely want to play.
It's fun.
I wish I could play. I've dealt it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
If more people show up than I think will show up next week, I may be up there dealing it again. But I'm sure they'll ask me if they need me. Fortunately, I have the ability to say no.
Why would you say no? It's fun.
Huh? Oh, it's fun, but
It's fun.
I would make
All that action.
it depends on what I would be guaranteed what I'd make.
Okay, well,
I'm
you
not
can't do
willing-
that in poker.
It's like exactly. I'm not willing to lose money to go up there and deal. That's why I don't go up there now.
Yeah, I get it. Well, we could talk about something else.
So,
I do like the Bach tables with all that action flying
oh,
across.
I love the. I
Yeah,
said
I do like that.
Normally, I'm at the Bach tables. I enjoy dealing Bach. I'd
Yeah.
rather deal Bach than blackjack any day of the week. And I will tell you, the players generally don't get as mad at you at the Bach table as they do at the blackjack table. Because the Bach table is why I always tell everybody why I like dealing Bach and not blackjack. At the Baccarat table, nobody can screw your hand. And if it's all on you, you pick the right side, you win. It's not like at the blackjack table where sometimes no matter what you do, you cannot win. And then you have to worry about some dumbass hitting 14 on a 6. Or the other day when I was dealing I guess it was last weekend, I had some moron splitting face cards. Again, with a full table.
Don't hold back, Damien.
Oh, there's
That's some moron splitting
there
face
is
cards.
nothing more frustrating than watching that happen. And you're trying to stop the guy. You're like, as a dealer, I'm like, are you sure? And the rest of the table's like, don't do that. Guys, it's my guy's got $500 bet up, and the guy's playing table minimum and is wanting to split his tens. Of course, oh my God. I was like, oh, I can't really say too much, and I'm just sitting there.
We got
biting
about
my
12
tongue.
minutes for Damien just to get it all out.
I got some moron splitting face cards.
Oh,
the life of
God.
a casino dealer. This is it.
Moron splitting
And
face
I feel bad for the people at the table. It ain't because, like I said, I always tell people, chips in front of me is not my money. I want to see it go out. But there's a lot less likely that it's going to go out if some idiot's splitting tens. When I got a 6 up, you're splitting tens, and somebody's sitting there with 19.
Wait, David, tell Damien when to split tens.
In a blackjack tournament. That's it.
You got to do something there.
You split tens in a blackjack tournament against a bus card. Other than that, you don't split 10. If you're playing heads up against a dealer, I don't have a problem with it. That's your money. You want to do it. But you don't screw the table, especially if you're betting table minimum and you got a guy with a $500 bet out there.
We must be
Oh,
running
my
out
God.
of stuff to talk about. I almost said something else. We must be running out of stuff to talk
Sorry,
about.
I had to rant.
The Big O is Sunday.
I'm
Okay.
still a little aggravated
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
Well, it depends, And
Yeah.
that's rant worthy.
Yeah, that is.
That's rant worthy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what makes it funny, because it is funny. It is true. But the Big O is the 14th.
you'll be there.
Yes.
I will not.
Be there. $300 buy-in. Let's play some Big O.
What is that?
Yeah.
A Monday?
Sunday.
I
2
definitely.
p.m.
I
Are you
definitely. won't
chopped
be
it
there.
last time? Did you chop it last time?
No, chop the 8 game.
You chopped the 8 game. Yeah. Yeah, nice showing last time the APO was running. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. Those tournaments are a lot of fun.
They don't have the 8 game in there last time because nobody played it. So.
All right, David, what did you say? Hold on, I got to check. What am I checking? What'd you write? Check the chat. Check the chat from David.
If you see the dealer's down card and know that he has something like a hard 16.
You're not going to see the dealer's down card.
I don't know.
I know what he's talking about. I think I've done that once in 2
Oh, he
years.
says that is one scenario to split face cards. Well, yeah.
I think I've done that once, and I've dealt for 6 years now. I think I've done that once where I inadvertently flipped up my down card.
What happens? It just continues?
Just play. Everybody knows what they're going up against.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the blackjack I want to play.
right. Yeah. No river.
I'll tell you the funny part. When I did it, I had a 19.
Oh.
And somebody had an 18.
They hit me.
So they had to hit, and they actually drew a 2.
No.
You should have seen them celebrate. Well, I mean, the other 3 people at the table busted, but the one guy who drew a 2 was celebrating.
Yeah, well, you're free rolling at that point. Yeah,
Well, he knew he was up against 19. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody else hit.
Right.
They knew what was going on.
That's my most enjoyable blackjack version of blackjack.
Is knowing the dealer's
Know
whole
what the
card?
dealer has. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist. I don't think. So.
No, it existed for one hand in 6 years.
Yeah. Now, did you have to call the floor over to tell?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I called the floor, and the floor just told everybody, you know what you're up against.
Yeah. Did you get talking to?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. You're a very good dealer.
No, it just kind of was weird. It kind of popped out and hit my hand and flipped up.
You know, I'm not going to spend too long on this, but I dealt pitch blackjack at the Horseshoe downtown Las Vegas in 1993, and I dealt high limit there, and it was for being a kid in Vegas with the action. You ever seen anybody pitch blackjack?
Yeah, we do. We in the high limit room. If a big enough player requests it, we will deal.
So
it.
the state of Missouri will allow that. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's got to be,
Okay.
it's got to be a big enough
One
player.
deck, two deck,
double deck.
double deck. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed dealing pitch blackjack. So it's to me it's different. It's a different skill than just putting them out. Have you had a chance to do it?
Oh, I've dealt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
I like it better.
It's got to be a big enough player,
Yeah.
and the table minimum is higher.
Yeah, I like
So when
Yeah.
they do it,
yeah, I like dealing blackjack. I actually enjoy it, but I don't want to be out there for table minimum. I like when the heavy money's down. I don't know. I feel like I'm a part of it.
well, in the high limit room, they give private tables to people who are big enough people and play.
Yeah.
There
So
are.
it's actually they actually pitch it and not just from the shoe, two deck.
No, I get them. I pitch them the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How deep do you cut? Half?
About a third of the way into the second deck.
Yeah. You're not there's that's the thing is it's such a deep cut, you know.
Yeah,
It's hard to get it.
you're getting about 62 to
Yeah.
64 cards of the 104.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
close to half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little over half.
Yeah.
Um,
By the time you think you know something, shuffle.
yeah, I mean,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss might tell me to cut it a little different. I might cut it a little different.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever the boss says is how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But I love doing it. That's one of the things actually in the casino business I miss. I mean, poker's fun, but anytime that, somebody's betting, between 2,000 and 5,000 a hand, maybe more,
Oh yeah, well,
that's fun.
yeah. Well, I mean, that happens down at the baccarat table a lot too.
I know. Yeah.
There's last weekend I was dealing a baccarat game, and I watched 10,000 go out a couple of different times. So it's
I will say though,
I will tell you, it's even me who I have nothing invested in it. I get nervous watching somebody throw $10,000 out there on a hand.
but like you said, they pick one or the other, player or banker, right?
Yep,
That's it.
that's it.
There's no screwing it up.
There is no screwing it up. You're right. You win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody can mess with you.
But
on that.
I still have. I know we only got a few minutes left. It's the most for how much is wagered. It's the most popular table game in the casino.
What is it?
Bach.
Oh, Bach, and yeah,
and
our
I
casino
just there
especially.
is. I mean, you're gonna have to really sell me on this, but the skill part of it, I've been around a long time, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't get the attraction on basically a 50-50 proposition.
It is basically a coin flip.
Yeah.
I will tell you, there's two things. I mean, I always I give people generally 3 rules. Bet with the streak, because you can lose a ton of money betting against it. You only lose once if you bet with it. You're gonna bet with the streak, and then the other 2 rules I generally have are, if you're playing on a commission table and you're just going to bet one side, bet player.
Yeah. Why pay the 5%?
Why pay the 5% when you're a 1.2, 1.3% dog?
Yeah.
Play the player. If you're going to play on a non-commission table.
I agree
if
with
you're going
that.
to play on a commission table.
Yeah.
If you're on a non-commission table, you might as well play the banker. Take that extra percent.
Yeah.
So that's, that would be my advice to a novice
Well,
player.
the juice, the juice is in the bonuses. That's where the juice is for the house.
Yeah.
They make up their rake or their 5% in the bonus payouts. So if you're strictly just what do you need?
He needs no more points.
I need no more points.
What do you got? What's going on?
So,
Got 74.
74.
I get under 75 on one ticket, under 80 on another. Under 80 is a straight bet.
What's that? At the moment, we're about to be done. Sorry, my man.
So like,
Yeah, check it the next time. We're six. What's that? Well, we'll be here 3 weeks from tonight on
50
draft
seconds
night.
left. They're at
We're getting
74
out of
against
here.
76.
I will tell you though that the last time I played baccarat was actually here at the Queen, and if I don't really want to get too deep, but the player and banker had chopped for 11 straight hands, which means it'd gone back and forth.
6 and 5.
I like betting the chop, so it'd gone back and forth
Ah,
between the two,
Johnny. Yeah, that's huge.
That is.
and then
That's huge.
Slow it down. No.
No.
All right,
So
we're
no more
78
score.
with
No.
19 seconds.
Are you under 80, right?
I think it's 80,
80 and a half.
Okay.
So
All right,
No
no
three.
three.
A
No
three's the only
three.
thing that can beat me with
Eh,
10 seconds
This is how we're
left.
going to end the show. Johnny's got a sweat for the under 80 and a half. It's 78.
anyway,
6 seconds.
no, he broke. He went inside,
That's all right.
Beautiful,
and
beautiful.
it
All right, at least I
ends.
won the
Half
one.
ends 39-all.
Won
Took
the-
Seton Hall in the
won the
first
straight
half.
one.
You covered.
All right. Well, good job, Johnny.
We'll get
All
there.
right.
We'll
What else you got? We got 2 minutes.
Okay, so anyway, last time I was playing baccarat, it had chopped 11 straight hands. Guy comes up, puts 1,000, buys in for 1,000 in the middle of the streak, and he decides to bet with the chop. I switched my bet immediately. I was betting with it. I was going to bet the chop, and I told everybody at the table. I said, "I'm just telling you. I see this all the time. Somebody comes in, buys in, bets big, and does this. It always breaks." One person who knew I dealt Bach and I talked to on occasion, he went with me and listened to me. Everybody else bet with the streak. Of course, the streak broke. I was right. And I told
course.
everybody, I told everybody, I told everybody before the hand started. I said, I'm telling you, this always happens. And it happened. So if you ever see somebody do that, bet the opposite of whatever they're betting. They seem to win like 10% of the time. It just never seems to work out for them.
All right. Johnny, any final thoughts before we get out of here? Nice. You can breathe. Got your under 80 and a half in.
Yeah. Got
Well,
that bet in.
We're all looking forward to the NFL draft
Yeah.
in 3 weeks.
3 weeks from
Draft
tonight.
in 3 weeks. We got
Well-
some spring game action
Yeah.
this week and next week.
Yeah.
So
We'll
that'll be kind of cool to see.
yeah, we'll have plenty to talk about 3 weeks from tonight.
It's all, well, I know, but this week and next week we got some
Yeah.
spring game stuff.
Okay.
I will tell you, after the NFL schedule should come out in about 10 days, I will look at it and I will see if I can give you guys an easy winner like I did last year with the Giants.
Easy winner.
Easy
God, I've
winner.
gone broke on some easy winners.
Was I wrong?
Well, no, I'm
No,
just
thank
saying.
you.
Anytime I hear, I want to tell this. This is how I know it's not easy winners. I used to type tickets at Fairmount Park, right? And the trainer, it's only a 5-horse race, and the trainer came up and he bet 500 to win in place on his horse. He says, "My horse can't lose." And my very first thought was, "Why'd you bet the place?" Right? There's no easy money, right?
Yeah.
Why'd you bet the horse to bet the place if he cannot lose? Anyway, I'll leave you all with that. We'll see you in 3 weeks. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Take care.